Okay, so we are going to get started. One, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. What we're going to do is we are going to announce our seniors in numerical order. One, I want to say I have the pleasure of one, being their teacher for a few years, but also being their coach. This is by far the most incredible group I've ever had. I've been very blessed to have them. This is going to be a hard night for me as well, but I really do enjoy having every single one of them. So we are going to get started. We're going to introduce them, and then we have someone from our team, either JV, Varsity, will say a little bit about them. So, started off, one of our captains, she's been our captain for at least 4 years now. We got Temperance Dockray, number 2. So she has been John and brother, if I can get that out right, I'm sorry. So, couple things about Temperance. One, you always know where she is on the court. She's always super loud, super energetic. There's never a ball out of reach. She was a libero. She is now our outside hitter as well. She is an incredible person overall in general. Very good in the classroom as well. And if you notice from our modified girls, she is very loved by them, even though they've watched her a few times. A lot of them always tell me in class how great she is. Couple things about her as well. So just for her future plans, she plans to attend college, majoring in biology on a pre-vet track. Of course, continuing to play volleyball as well. Her favorite memory this year was beating Windsor in the semifinals and when we won the Johnson City tournament. New this year is the favorite Ellis quote. Apparently I say a lot of things. Was unlucky, unlucky. I think that is a theme this year. And the best advice she is going to give is if you give your best effort and your best attitude all the time, you will have more fun and more success. So one, Temperance has been a staple for us for 4 years. She's been on varsity for 4, she's been playing for 6, and probably a lot longer in the backyard as well. I have been very lucky to have her for these last 4 years, and I want to make sure that everybody kind of recognizes her for that as well. So she does have someone who wants to say something about her. This is Braylin. So Braylin, it's all yours.
All right. So, Temperance and I got very close in such a short amount of time because she was always the girl I could go to. I have always looked up to her no matter if it was when she was a setter, a libero, or now as an outsider. If I needed to ask what I was doing wrong before, during, or after the game, I could always ask her. She and I have had many conversations where she listens and I talk, or roles reverse and she talks and I listen. It's what's made us just so close. She is for sure a huge role model for me and I know other girls on the team. I know that I can always look up to her and I know younger girls do the same. If you needed a ride, someone to talk to, a hug, or a good talk, to get you out of your head during a game, Temperance is who you should definitely go to. With Temperance and I, and the close bond we have, it makes it easier for her and I to see things for each other. If I'm down, she can tell. If she's down, I can tell. It's kind of how we work. My favorite memory with Temperance is her and I, anytime we get in the car, we turn Megan Maroney on and get Duncan no matter when it is. We all know there were times Ellis that gets a little confused in games and practices. I will miss and cherish the memories forever. I know the world holds great things ahead.
Thank you, Braylin. Once again, Temperance Dockray, number 2. Okay, our next senior is number 3, definitely our tallest girl on the court, is Ava Urgo. Ava is one of our captains as well. She's played volleyball for 6 years. And I remember watching her. She was also on varsity when she was a freshman. Her first game was against Urgo as well. One of the things about Emma is she was one of the first students I ever had, so to see this right now is kind of surreal for me as well. She is also an incredibly good basketball player. She is very gifted, one, on the court, but she's also just a great person, great captain. She expects a lot out of her teammates, and she will always say that, especially when we go into our huddles as well. She always makes them accountable. I love that about Emma. She's always very truthful. She brings a lot of fire, too. So a couple things about Emma. She has played for 6 years. Her future plans are to attend college for business administration. Her favorite memory was beating Forks last year in a reverse sweep. And to be honest, that was probably the best game I have ever seen her play. She was absolutely dominant from the start to finish, and she completely carried that game entirely. She probably had like 14 blocks. It felt like that at least. So she played amazing. So she's always done a great job with that. Her favorite Ellis quote for me is unlucky as well. Her best advice for her underclassmen is be coachable and fulfill your role on the team. Emma is one of, if not the best players I have ever coached. And she is one of the most coachable players I've ever had. She always asks for advice, everything in that nature. So from top to bottom, classroom, court, just a general person. Thank you, Emma. Great job this year as well. Okay, for Emma, we have Kiara Williams who's going to say something about it.
Emma, you are always one of the girls I've always looked up to, especially in sports. Last year while watching the varsity games, you were one that stood out to me. After watching you play, I set goals for myself as a player to eventually accomplish. One of those goals was to improve to hit a block as well as you can. Throughout the season, our bond slowly grew, going from rarely speaking to each other to now joking around and saying hi to one another whenever we see each other in school. I am so thankful for all the memories made, and I truly do appreciate you and the positive impact you have made throughout my first year playing on varsity. You have grown as a player so much this year. Not only are you a strong player physically, but you are also an amazing role model to the team and others who look up to you. Your positivity and encouragement on the court, whether you're losing or not, is something I will forever remember, along with the humor and sarcasm you have on and off of the court. You were always the one I felt I could talk to and get the honest truth from. I am so thankful that I've had you as a teammate, even if it was just for 1 year. We will miss you and the energy you brought to the team. I know you do amazing things in life.
Thank you, Kiara. Well said. She is escorted today by Nicotina Myers and her brother Vinny. So, Emma, great job this year. You are one of our captains as well. I expect great things from you tonight and in the future. You'll be very successful with whatever you choose to do. Okay, and another captain of ours. So we have number 4, Ava Cirigliano. And Ava is Shaelyn Cirigliano and her brother Cameron. He was here somewhere. So, Ava has been on varsity for 3 years now. I have had Ava when she was on JV, and then I had her 2 years on varsity. One, she is probably the most energetic and just lively personalities I've ever had. I don't think I've ever seen her down or unhappy. She always brings that mood, she always uplifts our team. Practices are never boring with Ava. She's got music playing, she's got Christmas music playing sometimes, whatever the theme for the day is. So, a couple things about Ava is not only is she an incredible volleyball player, she was our outside hitter last year. This year, just off of her athleticism, she is one of our setters as well. She has really done a nice job with that. She's an incredible softball player. So I remember seeing Ava in 8th grade, and again, hard to believe that this is the last time we'll be out on this court. So, a couple things about Ava that she wanted to share. So, her first thing was she's played for 6 years. Her plans are to attend a 2-year college, complete prerequisites, if I can say that, for pharmacy school while committing to softball. So, then transferring to a university to pursue a doctor of pharmacy degree for an additional 4 years. So, we got very big aspiring goals, but definitely nothing out of reach for Ava. And then her favorite Ellis quote is actually a little different, and really it's just kind of a good moment in general. Every time our team stops at McDonald's, I always say, Ava, do you remember it? She's like, yes, Ellis, I remember it. There was a throwback to about 20 years ago where McDonald's had toys, and for some reason, Ava bought me one, and that has kind of been a memory ever since. I was always very appreciative. But just off of that, that's the kind of memories that I always have with Ava. She's very sweet, and she's always, honestly, she always makes everybody play better, she always makes everybody in a better mood, and she really is so thoughtful. So Ava, very good job this year. You're going to be very successful with everything. I really appreciate having you not only on JV my first year, but of course these last 2 years on varsity as well. So, and for this night, she has her sister, Ava Cirigliano. She's going to say something about it.
One of the most important relationships in life that you have is with your sibling. Coming into the season, I wasn't expecting it to be the way it did. Ava and I tend to clash a lot, which made me believe the season was going to be a lot of getting annoyed or mad at each other. Especially coming from being on the same softball team, last year she tended to be a brat and so was I. But getting annoyed or mad most of the time wasn't the case. Matter of fact, as our season continued, I began to cherish being on the same team. I often found myself smiling or laughing with her at practice or even on the court. At practice, she was one of the few who would try and brighten up the mood by being happy or just trying to be funny. Last practice, she even decided to play Christmas music. A memory that I have with her is when we were doing our volleyball bottle drive, and Ava was driving. I was sitting in the middle back seat, and she slammed on her brakes, and she almost hit a grandma, which then caused me to go flying forward. I'm going to miss playing on the same team as her because deep down, I do care and love her, and I enjoy my time with her.
Thank you. So I think it goes without saying, Ava is one of our best drivers that we have. But Ava, you will be very successful with whatever you choose to do, and I'm very glad I had you these last couple of years. So thank you. Okay, so another one of our seniors is our last captain as well. It is Shaelyn Rice, number 8. So Shaelyn is with Jennifer and Michael Dockray, and brother is Tyler. So a couple things about Shay. She is the only person in this gym that has had the wonderful pleasure of having me every single year she's been in high school for volleyball. We had 2 years of JV, then we had 2 years of varsity every single year, just off of her personality, the way that she speaks to people, the way she interacts with everybody. So she was always voted as a captain, and honestly, this year was a unanimous vote. So one, that speaks volumes to her. I say this about Shay pretty much every time I have the chance because I do think it is very important. One, I know she's going to be very successful with whatever she chooses. I do think Shaelyn, this shouldn't be understated, is probably the most well-spoken, and she presents herself in such a manner that is just way mature beyond her years. And she does that in every single situation, whether it's a tough situation, a great situation, a hard situation, funny situation, whatever it is. She has always done that, presents herself in such a manner, and really, that is what I will always look back and think about you, Shay. So, well done with that. A couple things about Shay as well is, she has played 6 years. Her future plans are to attend Broome College for a 2-year radiologist technologist program, and hopefully, and she will continue to play volleyball. Her favorite memory is beating Windsor in the semifinals for the gold bracket in our JC tournament this year. Her favorite Ellis quote is unlucky, unlucky. I really do say that a lot. Her advice for her underclassmen is some days you'll play better or worse than you did the day before, and that's okay. Treat every day like a fresh start and keep moving forward. I think that is wonderful advice, and honestly, that is something that Shay has always done as well. So Shay, I've had the pleasure, 1, to be your teacher, but 2, to also see you develop, grow, and interact with everybody out here. You really are one of our best captains as well, just the way you present yourself. I've always loved that about you. So, and now we have Aubrey Carpenter. She is going to say a few nice words.
I've only known Shaelyn for a few months, but it feels like I've known her much longer. From the very first time I met her at a summer scrimmage, she made me feel welcome. I was nervous and unsure of myself, but she reminded me that I was doing great and not to let anything get in my head. That moment truly showed me who she is. Someone who makes others feel seen, supported, and confident. But if you know Shaelyn, you know she has a sarcastic humor, which is her special way of encouragement. Her sarcastic remarks and the way she always called me freshie quickly became one of my favorite things about her. Behind every teasing comment was her warmth, humor, and a quiet kind of encouragement that always made me feel comfortable. Shaelyn is the definition of positivity and strength. She walks into every room with light and energy, and no matter what's happening, she never lets negativity take over. She carries herself with such calm confidence, and she inspires everyone around her to do the same. Shaelyn, thank you for being such a powerful example of what it means to be a teammate, for lifting others up, for bringing so much joy to our practices and games, and for showing us what it truly means to play with heart. You've touched every single one of us in ways that words can't fully capture. Even though you're graduating, your impact will never leave this team. The energy, kindness, and love you've shared will always stay with us. We're going to miss your smile, your positivity, and your leadership. What's a teammate, always a family. We love your Shaelyn.
Okay, we definitely can't start crying now because I'm almost through this. I haven't done it yet. I was getting nervous for that myself. So Shaelyn, thank you again. You have done a great job. You will continue to do a great job. It has really been a pleasure, one, to be your teacher and to be your coach. So thank you. Okay, our final senior for the night is number 23, Laura Lee Brown. So Laura Lee is with Carissa and Jake Brown and her brother Bo. Laura Lee was also one of my first students in 8th grade. I actually had her for 2 classes as well. It is, again, very hard to believe that this is the final time that we have this home court together. Some things about Laura Lee is this. 1, is she an incredible volleyball player? Of course she is, right? She hits the ball like crazy. 1, she hits it probably too hard for her good sometimes, but she always gives it 100% of her effort every time. Anytime we have some open gym, anything, even if it's in the winter, fall, spring, whatever it is, she's always there. It doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter who's there, it doesn't matter if we're practicing in a smaller gym with a net that's probably a little too low. but you can just hear by, not only with Laura Lee, but with all of them, you hear everybody out there always cheering, all the signs. So you really do help a lot of the younger players as well, Laura Lee. I do want to make that a point. So they definitely feel that presence, not only when you're here, but when you're with them in Gibson and everything like that. One thing about Laura Lee too is she is also an incredible artist. She used to, well, instead of doing math, she would draw in class, and she would draw very well. She would make flowers, she would make so many different arrays of details, but that's the thing, there were so many small details with it. It was actually very interesting to actually keep going back to her and saying, hey, what did you draw today? I even made a math question about Laura Lee's drawings, and I know she's designed some things, she's written some things. There's so many talents that go with Laura Lee, so I do want to make that a point. She is multi-talented. She really does give her best for everything. Just a few things about her for her futures. She plans to attend Morrisville College for Wildlife and Natural Resource Management. Her favorite memory is giving Maddie Breckenridge a black eye. I don't know if that's the favorite memory, but it's one of the most memorable, that's for sure. That was a heck of a swing. It was an accident, of course. Team bonding and bus rides. Her favorite Ellis quote is, you probably guess it is, unlucky, unlucky. I guess I really do say that all the time. And her advice for her underclassmen is, believing in yourself is the first step to success, and always work hard on and off the court. And that really does speak volumes, and what she does live by. She really does perform on and off the court, and she works her best for everything that she does. So before we kind of wrap things up, she has Tristan Monroe that would like to say something.
4 years ago, Laura Lee told me I'd be doing this senior speech. You'd think I'd be more prepared. Back then, it seemed so far away, but here we are. I've known Laura Lee much longer than our volleyball careers. From the day I came home from the hospital to now, she has helped shape me to be the person I am. Laura Lee is a person to always make you feel included, and she always does. Whether it was the new girls at open gyms or anyone she saw alone. Although we never played on the same team, she has impacted my life in volleyball so much. She has always been one of my biggest supporters and helped me with everything. She was one of the main reasons I found love in sport. She hasn't only been there for volleyball, but for everything else. Whether it's at our houses or our debriefs in the car or rides to her for practices. Every low and high, every tear and many laughs, she has been there. Laura Lee has always been a shoulder to cry on, whether they're happy or sad tears, and I hope you know I'll always be there for her too, not only as a fisher, friend, but as a sister. She won't be punished if I told her she don't cry. Not in front of them like this. But Laura Lee is the older sister I never had, so good luck getting rid of us. And although she might be starting a new chapter in her life, I hope she doesn't forget us and our memories and the impact she will have, because we know she will.
Thank you, Tristan and Rebecca. We do have a few other things that we're going to get to. Before we do one final picture with all the seniors, I do want to say this as well. This, by far, is the most talented, it really is the best of the seniors I could have ever asked for. Practices have been great, games have been fun. I don't think I've ever left not smiling, right? They seem to enjoy themselves. You can just tell, on and off the court, they are a joy to be around. And really, you can see that when they play. I've had so many compliments just for them and this team about how nice they are, and really what they do when they go to tournaments as well. I do love hearing that as well. And I think one of the biggest things to not be understated is to look at your modified team over there. One, thank you all for coming and making those, but they don't just make that for anybody. You guys really did deserve that. You have made it so people watch them. They watch people like Temperance, Dockray, Urgo, Ava Cirigliano, Shaelyn Rice, and Laura Lee Brown. They want to be like you. They want to play like you. You have inspired them as well. I appreciate that. That hasn't always happened. You have done such a nice job with that, and I don't want that to be understated. So I think to wrap up everything for today, we are going to get one final picture, but we do have one more person who would like to say something. She is our assistant. This is Casey Kephart who would like to say something.
Hi everyone. I don't want to take up too much more of your time because I know we want to get to the actual volleyball. But I played kind of a weird role on this team this year, but I just want to say that I'm forever grateful that this was my first season coaching with you guys, and I would not take that for granted whatsoever. I know that this was like really a beautiful moment for Norwich volleyball just in general as well.
I do want to say thank you, Casey. Thank you, everybody who also said something about their teammates. It's not easy to do, sit up here and talk about people. But I do want to say thank you to all my seniors. Thank you for all my coaches who have made this a process for them. They come up through modified JV. I know Mr. Curley has been here forever. He's done a great job. And he really does make sure that the modified team is always involved with everything. I just look around at all the families, friends, people that show up today as well. We have Mr. Elder, of course. Thank you for everything that you do for them. And really, this is a prime example of what a senior at Norwich Volleyball should be. Thank you, U5. You have made this one of, if not the best season I could have asked for. And thank you so much for being who you are.